Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. Let's start off with old Jackie Boy and Ashley. Ashley is a very complex character for me because, well, chick is hot, alright? But at the same time, this woman can get on my last nerves. Like, Jesus Christ. It's the Jackie versus Ashley show at this point. Again. And what are they sitting there arguing about? Diane. And Ashley's saying, well, you can't marry Diane because, you're going to be bringing down the family and the company and this, that, and the third. And, you can't sit there and kick me away from the house and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, Ashley, maybe you need to sit there and just kind of knock some boots with Tucker because you seem like you definitely just like extra today. It's like maybe if you actually did get some, you might want you might calm it down just a little bit. Like Jesus Christ, it's the same conversation. I'm sorry, it's the same argument that she's been having with Jack for a hot minute, and nothing's changed. I think that she did it. I don't think that she could possibly do it. It's like the conversation just goes nowhere. And it's just, once again, I mean, I get the fact that Jack can't sit there and kick her out the house. And, Ashley's like, I'm not going anywhere. Um, so in all reality, I think that Jack maybe needs to sit there and leave for a little bit. Not permanently, but just leave for a little bit because honestly, to tell you the truth, there's one point where Kyle walks in and because Ashley's going on and on about Diane, and Kyle comes in and Kyle's like, listen, I'm gonna go and just check on Summer and stuff like that, and she had that look on her face like I went too far. I'm like, of course you went too far. You're literally sitting there talking crap about his mother. How do you think she's gonna sit there and look at you? Now, of course, Kyle goes to check on Summer because Billy was like, you can't let, like, I get that, he's like, I get that you want to give her some space and stuff like that. Because there's one point where they're talking and Kyle's like, oh yeah, Summer moved into the guest house or into the guest room. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Did you just say that she moved into the guest room? Oh, hell no. Bro, you might as well sit there and just start filing those divorce papers right now. Just be done with that whole thing. Um, and of course, she tried to make it seem like, oh, I'm tossing and turning, and I didn't want to sit there and wake you. Yeah, I didn't want to wake you my ass. Um, I again, I personally don't like either of them. Stay together, get the boy divorced. I don't really give a damn, but he feels that if he gives some time and some space, because here's the thing, they just wind up arguing. That's the thing, they wind up arguing, and I feel like this is more than just about space. This is just like, I don't feel like going another round about how you think that my mom sat there and killed your mom because the evidence says so. Like, it's just like, it's so. So I get it. He wants to break from that. But he does go and he does knock on the door and he's all like, oh, I'm not going anywhere and I love you and I'm going to be here to support you and blah, 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 blah. That's how I feel about that whole damn thing. Now, Tucker is not there talking to the great Victor Newman, okay? He's not just Victor. He's. Listen, as far as the shows is concerned, there's still three Victors. No, all great in their own right, but he's the great Victor Newman. That's just how it is. Um, but he's meeting up with Tucker, And he's like, he gives him the papers like, hey, listen, I drew up everything. So all you gotta do is sign and we good. And Tucker's like, yeah, well, I just want to, look it over my lawyer. And Victor's like, you do realize that you came running to me, right? He's like, all right, fine, whatever. I may just change the name and whatever, but, So he leaves at some point, and Tucker's at the bar drinking. Audra the snake slithers her way up into the bar, start trying to talk to him again, which I don't really understand why, because your last interaction didn't go so well. Like he literally told you to kick rocks, gave you an attitude, and just gave you the boot, pretty much. So why did you feel the need to walk up to him again, looking like he's kind of in the foul mood? But they get to talking, and he talks about how he's going to be selling the company and everything like that. The conversation is kind of, in the beginning, it's kind of more just like, what are you doing here? Like, what do you want? But of course, he's like, hey, you gonna come back up to my room? Dude, why? Like, why? I mean, besides the fact that she is incredibly hot, why? I don't understand, like, and then my whole thing is, I feel like, even from Audra's point of view, why? Like, why would, the fact that she went back up into the room, I was like, what are you doing? But they go back up there. They talk more about selling the company and everything like that. And then he's all like, I want you to go with me. Let's just blow this joint. Let's blow this whole town. And, I was just like, nah, I'm good. I got a good job. My career is moving up. Of course, she got her life goals just up there getting with Nate because, why not at this point? She's like, I got a good thing going on. So she's like, I'm not gonna leave. And he does, I guess, in his own way, kind of apologize or whatever. And then she walks out. So the scene didn't really seem like it went. I don't know. It's just the way that Audrey just kind of came in. It was like, what was the point, of her being there to some extent? I didn't fully get it. I mean, we know that this scene is going to have, at some point, Ashley coming, to see Tucker. Why? I have no idea. But, I saw it in previews. Unfortunately, I feel like that was kind of the highlight of the episode. And then after that, it just kind of went downhill. I mean, for me personally, for a lot of other people that like, that have been longtime fans of Daniel and Lily, I guess there's some nice stuff. She, they're in the bed or whatever, and he wakes up, he has a nightmare, and, she kind of talks about her feelings, how she dealt with her grief, and then they go get dinner, and it's hella awkward because they run into Billy, and it's just an extremely uncomfortable conversation. And she, towards the end, she's like, "Yeah, well, I think our food is ready, so we just gonna, we're just gonna get up and out of here." And then afterwards, Lily explains to Daniel, yeah, it's gonna be kind of awkward in the beginning, but if we're meant to be friends, we're meant to be friends. I don't know why. I listen. I know some people can sit and be friends after they go out together. Um, haven't helped those people. Um, but yeah, she's like, yeah, it was a little awkward, but at the end, it is what it is. Um, and of course, Billy Smith then meeting Chelsea, and of course, he talked about his interaction with Lily, and how he's happy for her, and that he couldn't be what she needed him to be, and he's happy that she found somebody that could be that person. And also, let's be honest, you know, and not even just in a sexual way, but the best way to get over someone is to, you know, be with someone else. I know that there's another way of that they're putting that. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to keep this PG-13. But then he starts making out with her and taking her upstairs, and so they're gonna knock boots. And I feel like that's pretty much about it. All in all, it was okay. Like I said, the stuff with Billy and Chelsea was fine. Daniel Lily, fine. I mean, hell, the best stuff was like the stuff with Tucker and Audrey. And of course, the great Victor Newman. And Ashley and Jack. So, that was some good stuff. In a lot of ways, I do kind of. It was really sad. As much as I guess, kind of given this somewhat of a score, it was still slightly better than GH. Still have to find a way to sit there and reconcile that. I don't know. Maybe because GH was just so underwhelming that any sort of drama, like even the stuff that was going on with Ashley and Jack, was still better than some of the stuff that went on in GH, and that's just saying something. That's just saying something. B&B was okay. Just if you watch B&B and you just want to know my thoughts on it, it was yeah, it wasn't terrible. Kind of curious to see where it's gonna go with RJ and Thomas because apparently they have a very contentious relationship. Taylor is just being in scenes where it's just not needed. Just just my little take on B&B. Taylor was just in scenes where she just wasn't needed. Like when Hope came in there to sit there and talk to Thomas about designs, I'm just like, all right, so they're gonna be doing business. So, and then the next thing is like she's still there. And I'm just like, why are you like here for? Enraged that they're just being over the top with, oh, I think you need to sit there and go back to Forza so you can sit there and make dresses and do designs and stuff like that. You can do this, you can do this. And Brooke is like, you need to chill out. Like, you need to just chill out. But of course, RJ Smithy talking about how he loves doing his social media stuff, being an influencer, which I'm not gonna lie. I I find that word to be so pretentious. I really, really do, and I hate saying that because I mean, technically, I do this. I do this. I don't see myself ever since they call myself a social media influencer, but um, you know, I didn't really have much to say about Y and R, so I was like, let's talk about B&B for a little bit. Talk about B&B for a little bit. Just in general, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was just like filler. But I feel like that's about it. I'm not gonna sit there and do this again. Once I get one, I was like, was it really necessary to put in B&B stuff? I already did it, so it was too late. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching, and yeah, see you in the next video or live stream tonight. Well, I'll be talking more about B&B if I missed anything that probably wasn't really too important today. But if you want to know my thoughts, we'll talk there. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.